What up, YouTube? Hey, so Redhead coming back for another video. You know what I realized? Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not get you in the picture. Well, let's just say hello to Haley Dog right quick. Say what up, girl. Just so excited. So excited. That's right. It's Haley Dog. I know. I know. Oh, you're just so happy today, aren't you? Just so happy. You got some playtime. Okay. Now you're making me deaf. Giving me a headache. All right. So hey, what up, YouTube? You know, I just realized in my haste to put that last video, my first video out, actually, I didn't even talk about orientation, about, you know, regarding May Trucking Company. So I thought, I've got a little bit of time here. I thought I would just shoot another quick video and talk about May's orientation and whatever else comes to mind in a few short minutes. I am in the middle of Nowheresville in Idaho. Yeah, I haven't hit Utah yet. I'm in Idaho, southern Idaho. I had a choice to make last night. This was pretty much the last Flying J / decent truck stop between here and my drop, my consignee. Which is actually, the appointment is for 17:30 today, which is 5:30 p.m. So I decided to come here, and I had tons of time. I had plenty of time on my clock to get there, but I would have ended up sitting at a rest stop for like 18-20 hours. So I decided to stop here a little early, took a nice hot shower. And that's the thing about I like with Flying J's. I got free showers when you fuel with them. I won't go into that right now, but you get X amount of fuel, you get free showers, you get a bunch of fuel, you get unlimited free showers, and I got plenty of showers. So yeah, so I stopped here last early evening, probably around 6 p.m. or so. And took a shower, did some laundry. Even though I've got food in the truck, they had pot roast in there that was like just getting delivered out of the kitchen, and ooh, pot roast, good stuff. I got some pot roast and a salad, and just enjoyed the evening. So anyway, and then I realized that on that video, my first video that I posted, I totally forgot to even go into orientation, and there's not much to go into, but you know, I had questions about it, so maybe other people have questions about it, so I'll just talk about it. Alright, so May's orientation process, it is a 3-day orientation period. I'm out of the Denver yard. That's my home terminal. I don't live in Denver, but close enough. So they gave me a choice: either, you know, get yourself up to Denver, or we'll pay for your transportation up to Denver. I just took my own vehicle up there. They put you up in a single occupancy hotel, which is nice, so you're not sharing the room with somebody that snores and farts and does everything else in the middle of the night, or middle of the day for that matter. But yeah, so they put you up in your own room in a hotel. They cover breakfast, and they cover lunch as well. And then you need to bring a few bucks to cover your dinners, because that is on you. The hotel has a nice little buffet style spread for breakfast. It's not too bad. And then for lunch, you're going to be at the May terminal during lunch, and they'll order in, and it's something different each day, and it's good. It's good stuff.
So
3 days. Day 1 was real simple. It was paperwork. It was confirming what you told them on your application. It was, and verifying stuff that they had needed to do. You bring in your med card and your certification that you did indeed get through your CDL school. You bring in, of course, your CDL license or your temporary. At the time, I just had my temporary, and that works just as well. And let's see what else. So fill out some paperwork. Pretty much day 1 is just paperwork for 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and then you'll go out in the yard and you'll go through kind of their skills course, which is really basic. You make a lap around the yard, tight little horseshoe turn. Got to make sure you do that without letting that trailer drag over those cones. It's just wide enough to make that happen with no problems, as long as you use all your available space. And then you do some backing. There's some backing maneuvers into a few different stalls. It's kind of a tricky maneuver because it wasn't in school, so you had to navigate around. As you're backing, they kind of put a cone in the middle of your trailer, behind your trailer, and you have to back around that cone without hitting it, obviously, and then into a slot. And it's not just easy because, I got all the space, I'll just take it over on this side. Well, you have to back in through a simulated gate, so that kind of sets you up, and then you got to maneuver from there. After that, then there was a road test. Now, we didn't do the road test. V8 Fusion, baby. It's good stuff. I already had my Red Bull in the morning. Now I'm getting my vitamins and my veggies in case I miss them later. But anyway, the road test we actually didn't do because Denver actually the night before got about probably a good half a foot of snow. There's probably 6, maybe 7 inches of snow out there, and so they canceled the road test for everybody in our class. So we went back in, did a little bit more paperwork. Actually, we did all the paperwork in the morning, and then went out and did the skill stuff. And they cut some of us early. Some of the guys were taking a little long, and it was freezing. I say freezing. And so they sent some of us back to the hotel, those who wanted to go. And that was and then of course there's the drug test. And if you can't pass a drug test, don't waste your time. Don't try to hide shit. Don't try to. Just don't. It's not worth it. There's too much at stake. Lives on the road, and not to mention your career, because if hey, shush. She's saying hello to a neighbor. Hey, come on, that's my ear. So yeah, drug test. Everybody does that, and so that concludes day 1. Day 2 was just jumping into everything. There's a lot of stuff that they're going to throw at you. Some of it will kind of be making sense because you went over some of that stuff in school. Hours of service. There's a lot to it. So we'll just kind of wrap it up by saying, or not wrap it up. We'll just call it a lot of book work that they have you do. Not necessarily book work, but they've got the individual in there that's teaching the course, and you're just learning. Like I said in video number 1, be a sponge. Be a sponge. Absorb. Listen. Learn. Ask questions. Participate. And they throw a lot of stuff at you. There's a lot to learn. And that's day 1 and day 2. For the most part, just learning stuff. We got Werner pulling up next to us. I was talking about in video 1, companies that have these longer, very extended training periods. Werner's one of them, actually, that I looked at. They have you out there for a long time, and I'm not saying anything bad about it. Training's great. You need, obviously, there's a lot to learn. But does it take 2 or 3 months to really grasp that? But I digress. So we had, somewhere in the middle of day 2, we also filled out a form. Not really filled out a form, we just kind of answered a couple questions on a sheet of paper that they passed around. And it was, when are you going to be ready to go? As far as get out with your trainer, some guys, for me for example, I put ASAP. I wanted to get going. I came here for a reason. I want to get moving. Okay, so I put ASAP. Other guys, 3, 4, 5 days. To each his own, but you're not getting paid while you're waiting. You're not going to get paid. So, anyway, I put ASAP on there, and I actually met my trainer who I was going to go out with on day 3. It just worked out. They had somebody, I was the guy that was gung-ho ready to go. So they put me on with the first available trainer, which he was back in the yard on day 3. Day 3 is a lot of the same stuff. Learn, absorb all that info. And they'll go over Qualcomm messages, things like that. I won't even talk about. I got Qualcomm behind me. The one in this truck, it's, I could probably take down a woolly mammoth with this thing. It's so big. But that's just what they have in this truck. I guess in the automatics or newer automatics, they've got these smaller, kind of like tablet size Qualcomms, which is cool. So that'll be nice. So I don't have to throw my back out reaching for that thing. So, what else? That's pretty much it. Not a whole lot to orientation. Day 3, once they made sure they verified everybody's info, you kind of redo your application, and they confirm everything that you're telling them. They'll check your background in terms of your driving record, criminal history. They only go back so far on criminal history. Once you pass all that stuff and they get the drug results back in, they'll come in and pass everybody out a fancy new May hat. May! But, my trainer, he's pretty much said anybody that wears a May hat just shines like a new rookie driver. And I ain't ashamed of it. I'm a rookie driver. I don't need a May hat, which I don't have. I don't need a May hat to tell people that. They will know when they see me back, okay? So, I ain't ashamed of it. Like I said before, the experience will come with time. I will get better backing with time and experience under my belt, and I look forward to it. And for now, I back very ultra slow, and I take as many pull-ups as I need, and I get out and I check my surroundings and my clearances. And I mean, the last thing you want to do is get into one of these spots where it's tight and you don't have much, whether a truck stop or a shipper or consignee, and you see other drivers in their trucks, and you can let that mess with you. It can get in your head and stuff. Tune that shit out. Just tune it out, and nobody's there. Nobody's there. Just do your thing. Take as much time as you need to safely get into your spot. And that's, from a rookie, that's the best advice I can offer anybody at this point. Maybe as I get better, I'll throw out more tips that I've picked up. I ask questions when I see other truckers and stuff. I was actually at a pickup location. I had to drop a trailer and go find a new one. This guy saw me from the get-go. I didn't set myself up right, and the setup for your backing is step number one, critical. If you don't set yourself up right, you're not going to get that trailer where it needs to go. So, this guy came out and offered. He asked if I wanted any advice, and I was all about advice, and I still am, and I always will be. There's no point where we can't learn more, and that's why you just stay positive and keep an open mind. Be willing to learn. And this guy was really nice. He's been an owner-operator for a long time, and he gave me some tips and worked with me, over about a 5-minute period, and I really appreciated that. And there's a lot of truckers out there that'll do that. There are some jerks out there that will sit in their trucks and kind of giggle and chuckle. You know what? They've all been here. They have all been in our shoes. They've all been rookies. They've all made embarrassing attempts. My first solo, right when I soloed out, my first run was, oh Lord, let's just put it this way: if somebody else had a camera and videotaped that, it would be like viral on YouTube right now, and people would be laughing at me. But I don't care. I did it safely, and eventually, I got to where I needed to go eventually. And the fact of the matter is, I've never backed so poorly until I made my first run as a solo driver. During school, I aced the backing test. Aced it when it came time to test out. I didn't have any problem backing, but there again, like I said in the first video, it's a closed course. It's a closed environment. You don't have the stresses that you do out in the real life. When I was out in training, I did fairly well in my backing, but when I soloed out, my goodness, like my nerves were just, I was in shambles. It was like, what am I doing? But you get through it, you keep on moving, you keep rolling, and I get more comfortable, every day. But here's actually tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be my 3rd week out. I'll be out 3 weeks as of tomorrow, and it's I ain't good. I'm not good. I'm not gonna lie about it. I ain't gonna try to hide about it, and I ain't ashamed of it. It's just, it is what it is. Backing is not simple to begin with. It's something that you get better with over time. So that's all I gotta say about that. Time's getting up there. I need to get on duty and do my pre-trip, and I got a few more miles to head south. I have plenty of time, but the way I see it, if you're on time, you're already late. If you're early, then you're on time. So live by that. Keep that in mind. Not only makes you as a driver look better, it also reflects well upon the company that you're working for. That's about it. That is all I wanted to say, pretty much in a long-winded video. I apologize again. I just wanted to cover a little bit on orientation. And here I go jibber-jabbering. But I got some other videos that I want to post. Whether or not I'm successful on getting them uploaded is all dependent on where I am at. I've got unlimited data with AT&T, and if I'm not on LTE, then I have problems. Even right now, it shows I'm on LTE, but I still am having upload problems. I think it boils down to where you're at. You may be on LTE, but it might be a limited network. Their network could be congested, or it just doesn't offer the bandwidth that you would get in a more populated area, more populated city or whatnot. So, yeah, that's about it. I'll get this bad boy posted as quick as I can and keep the videos coming. I have another video that I'm trying to upload. It's actually on my last run, but it was a cool little scenic overlook that I stopped at, and I'll keep them coming. Post those comments down below, questions, I welcome them, and subscribe so you can follow this wonderful journey I am on. It's exciting. I love it. I love being out on the road. Every day is an adventure. So, yeah, I'll wrap it up for now, and catch y'all later.